Hi everyone. If you're my student, do take out your pen, pencil, your notebook or foolscap paper and your textbook. Okay, keep your alcohols. And if you're not my student, you can contact me if you have any issues or things that you're unsure in the in via email or contact me in the description below. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so in organic chemistry, there are 7 subsections, and today we are going to go through alcohols. So again, same thing. Please write down the general formula CnH2n plus 1 OH, and that it contains the functional group is that it contains at least one OH group. So long as you see one OH on its own and the rest looks like an alkene, then it's fine. It's an alcohol. Okay. Next. So now I need you to write down the homologous series. Okay, so for the homologous series, I need you to write this one, the name, okay, the formula, and the structure. So it's only the first, third, and the fourth column. Okay, you can ignore the second column. Okay, you can pause the video. Once you're done, you can continue it. Okay, so next thing we need to know is the equations or chemical properties. So there are two ways to form alcohols. First one is the hydration of alkene. We learned in a previous video for alkenes. So again, just to recap, okay, you need to memorize the conditions. You need to know that alkenes have this double bond, and we have these two groups over here, the water plus water, which is H and OH, and that it will form on the adjacent carbons, the two carbons, and it will become an alcohol. Okay, yep, I need you to write down this equation. Main point is to help you memorize the conditions and the product structure. Okay, pause the video if you need to. Okay, next one. This is ferment. The next way to form alcohols is fermentation. This is the additional one that you need to memorize. What do you need to memorize? The diagram. You don't need to know how to draw, but you need to know how to label. So they usually show you in exam. They usually show you a diagram, and then you need to label them. Okay, and the equation, the conditions, and the precaution and the reason. Usually there will be 2 to 3 marks. Okay. Now let's see the diagram. So for the diagram, you need to know that the reactant is the glucose solution in yeast, and this is lime water. And you need to label this rubber stopper, okay? And this is to show that it's airtight condition, okay? And you can label 37 degrees Celsius for here. Okay, so now we are going to go through the next part, which is the equation. Okay, so now for my students, we need to write minimally this one, okay? At least you need to know that it is C6H12O6 for glucose and is in equal state, and the product is ethanol C2H5OH, and you need a yeast, and please write 37 degrees Celsius below. Okay. Okay, I'm using a mouse, but yeah, write 37 degrees Celsius. That's the condition. Okay, so next one, we write the precautions and why. Okay, so the precaution is 37 degrees and airtight condition. And what's the reason? 37 degrees Celsius is the optimum temperature for yeast activity. Above 37 degrees Celsius, yeast denatures, fermentation stops. Okay, there's 1 mark. The examiner is generous, 2 marks for this kind of question. And then airtight. Why? Because bacteria in air oxidizes the alcohol to form carboxylic acid, turning it sour. Okay. Now, next one, we're going to go through the other general chemical equations. So first one is combustion. Again, similar to the previous one, just that you need to balance it. Okay, if after balancing, okay, again, during my lessons, I'm sure you have realized after balancing, sometimes the number is a fraction. Then you multiply the whole thing by the denominator. Okay. Now for oxidation is standard. If you are my student, I'm sure you be forced to memorize this. Okay, these two are the typical oxidizing agents. Either one, not both, but you need to memorize both because sometimes in the question they'll mention either one of them. Okay, KMNO4 and K2Cl2O7. Okay, next one, you can also expose it to air, okay, to oxidize, but to let it be oxidized by O2, and that is all for alcohols. Next part, we are going to go through carboxylic acid. You can see that in the next video.